Hi everyone, this is the video on the revision of the topic equations, where the equations we are going to discuss the questions on the linear equations, quadratic equation and cubic equations. Here the first equation, the first question is on the linear equation, so on the topic of solving simultaneous equations. Alright, let's read the question. Consider the simultaneous equation. This is the equation given, where the a and b are constants. Given that x equals to 2, y equals to 3 is a solution to this pair of simultaneous equations. Find the value of a and b. Since the question says the x equals to 2 and y equals to 3, they are the solutions of this pair of equations, means that you can directly substitute the 2 and y as a 3 into the equation. We have a 2a, where the x substitute as a 2, we got 2a plus 3b, where the y substitute as a 3, and you have 3b equals to 12. And the second equation, do the same thing. Substitute 2 inside. You have a 2 minus 2. Okay. B, that will still remain as b, and the y will be replaced by 3 equals to negative 10. Trying to simplify this, you have a 2 minus 6b equals to negative 10, and the 6b equals to 2 plus 10, 12. So b will be equals to 2. So now you already obtained the value of b. You can substitute into the equation 1. Substitute b equals to 2 into the equation 1, and you can find your a. 2a plus 3b equals to 12. So 2a equals to 12 minus 6, that will be 6, and the a will be equals to 3. So this is a objective question. So we can choose our answer, whether a equals to 3, b equals to 2. Okay, so the answer will be A. For the second example, we're still in a linear equation. So I'm going to solve this system of equation. First of all, for the first equation, I'm going to leave those unknown terms in the left hand side and the constant to the right hand side. All right, and after that, look at the second equation. Seems like it can be simplified by dividing both sides by 2. Then I have my 2x minus 2y equals to 4 plus y. Then simplify by collecting all the like terms. You will have y collect together. You have 2x, negative 4y minus y, you get negative 5y equals to 4. And I'm going to name this as equation 1, this as equation 2. So from the equation 1 and 2, you can see that I can use a elimination method to solve this equation. Just eliminate the x by taking the equation 1 minus equation 2. 2x minus 2x will be 0. 2y minus negative 5y will be 2y plus 5y, that will be 7y, equals to negative 3 minus 4, you got negative 7. Then from here we get a y equals to negative 1. Substitute the y equals to negative 1 into either 1 or 2. Maybe you can substitute into the equation 2. Substitute into the equation 2, then you will have your 2x minus 5y, where your y replaced by negative 1 equals to negative 4. Then you have your 2x equals to 4 minus 5, that will be negative 1. Then x equals to negative 1 over 2. So our solution for this system of equation is x equals to 1 over 2, where the D is a possible answer. And and the y has to be equals to negative 1. So the answer should be D. In my third example, I need to solve the equation of a quadratic, which given in here. I got negative x squared plus 7x plus 1 equals to 0. Normally, I will make the coefficient of x squared to be the positive first by multiplying all the term by negative 1. So I got my x squared minus 7x minus 1, and right hand side multiplied by negative 1 still will get 0. And you can see that this equation cannot be solved by factorization method. So I'm going to use the method of using the quadratic formula, where the x equals to negative b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. All right. And here we can see that the a is equals to coefficient of x squared, that is 1, b equals to negative 7, c equals to negative 1. So I'm going to put all this value into my formula, that the negative 7 plus minus square root of b squared negative 7 square, negative 7 square minus 4ac, which is 1, and the c is negative 1, over 2a. A will be 1. All right. Then after that, you have your 7 plus minus 49. Plus 4, we got 53 over 2. So I got two solutions. One solution is 7 plus 0, 53 over 2. The other one is x equals to negative, 7 minus third of 53 over 2. So among the question A, B, C, D, that will be the answer A. In the next example, find the solution set of this quadratic equation in R, which is our real number, giving values to two decimal places. So this quadratic equation, we need to transform it into general form first. I will try to expand this. Make it negative 6x plus 6 minus 2 equals to 0. Simplify. You got 4. So you can see that the option given all will be in decimal. So most probably this cannot be factorized. So I need to use the formula, which is negative b. That is, my b will be negative 6 plus minus square root of b squared. That will be negative 6 squared. You got 36 minus 4ac. A is 1, c is 4, and divided by 2. A is 1. Then we simplify. You can see that what we have is in the third form, but I'm not going to simplify these answers. I'm just use the calculator, directly calculate in decimal, since the option given all will be in decimal. With the help of calculator, I got two answers. That is 5.24 and 0.76, and the answer is given by the option C. My next example is about a quadratic equation question, and given that x equals to negative 2 is a root of the equations, find the set of possible values of m. Since the question said that the negative 2 is a root, x equals to negative 2 is a root of this equation, meaning that x equals to 2 can satisfy the equation. You can just substitute the negative 2 into the x. You will get equals to 0, meaning that it will satisfy this equation. So when you substitute negative 2 into it, the left hand value will be equals to the right hand value, meaning that the left hand value will be equals to 0. So just substitute negative 2 in. You have 4m multiplied by negative 2 minus m squared minus 6 equals to 0. Then we try to simplify by expand this. You got 4 and positive 8m and negative m squared plus 6 equals to 0. And now I'm trying to rearrange it. Negative m squared plus 8m plus 10 equals to 0. And you can see that I am having another quadratic equation which involving the m. So we can solve for the m by using maybe by using the formula, because you can see that all these answers given over here all insert. Okay, so this quadratic equation cannot be factorized. So I'm going to use the formula, that is negative b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac. C is your negative 10 over 2a. Then calculator, with your calculator, you can calculate. After that, we have this. Try to check your answer A, B, C, and D, and A. There is no answer exactly the same as what we have got here. But meaning that now we need to simplify the 104. We can see that 104 consists of 26 multiplied by 4, where the surd of 4 is equals to 2. Then we have 2 multiplied by surd of 26 over 2. All right. And now you can see that the option B, yeah, no. Option B, you can see this is not the answer because our 8 is positive and the 8 is given by the option C is -8. So most probably we need to simplify it. Factor it out the 2, factor out the 2. You have your 4 plus minus surd of 26, 10 over 2. So by cancelling off the 2, you get 4 plus minus surd of 26. And the option D is given the answer as a 4 minus 20 surd of 26 and 4 plus surd of 26. That's exactly the same as what we have got here. So the answer is the D. For this example, it is also using the quadratic formula to solve this equation. Although we can see that the equation involving x power of 4, but still we can use the quadratic formula to solve this equation. Let's see how we do it. I would just replace the a as the x power of 2. So the original equation now will become a squared minus 10a plus 1 equals to 0. So you can see that this equation become exactly a quadratic equation. Then now I'm going to use a formula to solve for the a, which is a negative b plus minus b squared, that will be 100 later on, minus 4ac over 2a. After simplify, I have this, and simplify further. Finally, you have a 5 plus minus 2 surd of 6. So now our objective is not to get the a only, but to get the x. Since the a is representing the x squared, so I will replace back the a as the x squared. That is x squared equals to 2, 5 plus minus 2 of surd 6. So the x will be positive negative square root of 5 plus minus 2 of surd 6. According to the options given, so the answer, that will be 4 answers. The first one is the surd of 5 plus surd 2 surd of 5 plus 2 surd 6, and then you get a negative, and then you change the sign inside, you get a negative sign inside, because here we can see that we have 4 answers. The first one, positive surd of 5 plus 2 surd 6, and then a positive 5 minus 2 surd 6, and then you got a negative 5 plus 2 surd 6, and a negative surd of 5 plus 2 surd 6. Okay, total we got 4 answers. Next example, find in its simplest form the quadratic equation whose roots are -3 and -8. When I say the roots are -3 and -8, meaning that the factor of the quadratic equation will be x plus 3. Another factor will be x plus 8. So the quadratic equation will be the multiplication of these two factors. That will be x plus 3 multiplied by x plus 8 equals to 0. I'm going to expand it. Plus 8x plus 3x will be 11x plus 24 equals to 0. So the answer is, sorry, it's not B because of the positive 11. The answer will be A. Both are positive. X squared plus 11x plus 24 equals to 0. Next example, given that -1 and -6 are the solutions of the equation x squared plus bx plus c equals to 0, find the values of b and c. So I will just substitute -1 and -6 into my equation, all right, because the -1 and -6, they are the solution, or in other words, they are the roots of the equation. Substitute -1 x as a -1 into it, you get a -1 square minus b plus c equals to 0. So you have a negative b plus c equals to -1 square will be 1. 1 bring over to the right, you got -1. This is your first equation that you can form. When x equals to -6, substitute -6 into it, you have your 36, okay, minus 6b plus c equals to 0. So you have your negative 6b plus c equals to -36, or we can make the c as a subject. That will be 6b plus 36. Okay, so I'll name this as an equation 2. Now, in order to solve for the b and c, I'm going to substitute 2 into the equation 1, where the c here will be replaced by the 6b plus 36 equals to -1. So simplify this, you have 5b and a -1 minus 36. You have your 30, sorry, this sign should be a negative, negative 36. So going to correct this. This will be negative 36. And if this is a negative 36, you bring over to the right side, you get a positive 36, so you have 35 here, and the b is a 7. If you got the b equals to 7, try to get the c by substituting the 7 into the equation 2. You got a 6 multiplied by 7 minus 36. It is equals to 6. So try to find the answer where b7 and c6. b7 and c6. This is the answer. The answer has to be D. Let's move to the next question. This question is about the simultaneous equation of a linear equation involving three unknown. There is x, y, and z. So we have a system of linear equation here, and it says that the 0, b, and c, they are the solutions of these equations, and find the values of a, b, and c. So if this 0, b, and c, if they are the solution of this system of linear equation, meaning that you can directly substitute the 0, b, and c into the x, y, z respectively. Okay, so let's substitute the 0, b, c into the first equation. I got 0 for the first term because x as 0, 0 multiplied by -7 will be 0, and the y will be replaced by b. The z will be replaced by c, and this is equals to 24. So simplify, you got a 7b minus 6c equals to 24. Okay, the same thing we'll do on the second equation, where the x, y, z will be replaced by 0, b, and c. So now I have my 3b minus 4c equals to 6, because 8 multiplied by 0 will be 0. And question asks us to find the values of a, b, and c. Until this stage, actually, we can find the value of b and c. Later on, we can substitute the, so never mind. We substitute again the 0bc into this third equation. That will be 0 for the first term, and 6b minus 3c equals to a. So simplify, I got 6b minus 3c equals to a. That will be my third equation. The first and the second equation enable me to solve for the b and c first. Okay, I would just make from the equation 1, I try to make b as a subject, so I got my 24 plus 6c over 7. That will be the b. Substitute this substitute the b into the equation 2. I got my 3. 24 plus 6c over 7 minus 4c equals to 6. In order to make my operation or my job easier, I will multiply all the term by 7, so that this denominator of 7 can be omitted. So I have my 72, that will be 24 multiplied by 372 plus 18c minus 28c equals to 42. So I got my negative 10c equals to 42 minus 72, that would be negative 30. So c will be equals to 3. So let's look at the answer. The possible answer is either B, D, or E. So let's check the value of A and B. After we got the C, substitute into this equation on top here to get the B. So B equals to 24 plus 6 multiplied by 3 over 7. That will be 24 plus 8. Now we got the B equals to 6. Let's scroll up to see the answer. We want the B as a 6, so the possible answer has to be either D or E. So proceed to the question to get the A. Substitute into the equation 3. Yeah. Substitute C equals to 3, B equals to 6 into the equation 3. So the A has to be 6 multiplied by 6 minus 3 multiplied by 3. That will be 36 minus 9. So the A has to be 27. Yeah. So scroll up to see to choose the answers. We got the A 27 here. So the answer has to be donkey. Find the set of points of intersection of the graph x plus 7 equals to 8 and x squared plus y squared equals to 65. All right. In other ways to ask this question, I mean the same meaning to ask this question, you can ask in this way, which find the solution of x plus 7 equals to 8 and x squared plus y squared equals to 65, or we say that solve these simultaneous equations. All right. And the way they ask is different, but actually they want the same thing. That is finding the point of intersection. Okay, if the method is the same, just the answer is in point form. Now you can see that the option given, the answer is in point form because the question state the point. But the method is actually solving simultaneous equation. Okay, let's copy down the equations. We got a x equals to 8 minus 7 equals to 1. We get the equation 1. Let's name this as equation 1. And the next nonlinear equation, I have x squared plus y squared equals to 65. I name this as equation 2. Substitute 1 into 2. I got my 1 squared plus y squared equals to 65, where the y squared equals to 64. Then the y equals to positive negative 8. So just scroll up to see the answer A, B, C, D. Checking for the y equals to positive negative 8. Okay, see or not, this is the value of y. So all the option, only the option D having the y value is 8 and negative 8. So definitely the answer has to be D. Do not need to find the x. If you, okay, because x is 1. Oh yeah, the x is 1 here because the equation 1 already given x equals to 1. So this is the x. So the answer is D. All right, so this is the next question that we want to discuss. Find two numbers with a product of 44 and a sum of 45. So the question given in the sentence without any variable, without any unknown represent this problem. So we need to find two variable to represent the number that we want to find. So normally I will use x and y. The two numbers that we want to find, I use x and y. Because of the product of these two numbers is 44, so we say that xy equals to 44. This is my first equation. And the second equation, it says that a sum of 45, meaning that x plus y equals to 45. This is the second equation. So I will make the x as an unknown, as a subject. So I got the 45 minus y. I name this as equation 2. Substitute equation 2 into the equation 1. I got a 45 minus y multiplied by y equals to 44. So later on, you will see that actually you are getting a quadratic equation. Okay, try to arrange it nicely in the general form. I got, at the same time, I multiply both sides by negative 1. I got y squared minus 45y plus 44 equals to 0. Then we can factorize it now. I got my y, 44, 1, negative, negative. So my solution for this is y equals to 44, y equals to 1. And you may have your answer for x. So when y equals to 44, your x has to be 45 minus 44, that will be 1. If your y equals to 1, meaning that your x has to be 44. So you got the two sets of answers. So it's 1 and 44. Yeah, 1 and 44. Both set of answer are the same. So you're choosing the answer C, 1 and 44. For the next question, determine the type of roots of equation. So this is actually is a quadratic equation. You multiply all the term by x, then you will have x squared plus 36 equals to 12x. So arrange it nicely in general form. You get a x squared minus 12x plus 36 equals to 0. So we want to know the type of root. So I will just check the b squared minus 4ac, where the b is negative 12 square minus 4a is 1, c is 36. So you get a 144 minus 144, that produced 0, meaning that if the b square minus 4ac is equals to 0, then you have a real and equal roots. The answer is okay. For this question, which is the correct condition for the quadratic equation? Ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0 with the real coefficient 2 have no non-real roots. So we need to understand what does it mean by no non-real roots, meaning that this is no complex root, meaning that real roots. All right. We want to make sure that ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0 has only real roots. Then the discriminant has to be greater or equals to 0. Is equals, the first one a is positive, is non-negative, is equals to 0, is negative, is an integer. So the answer is the B, because non-negative meaning that is greater or equals to 0. Okay, let's continue the next questions. If the roots of the equations are equal, what are the possible value of k? For each value of k, work out for the roots of the equation. So when I say the roots of quadratic equation are equal, the first thing you must think of is b squared minus 4ac has to be equals to 0. So the equation has to make it into a general form of a quadratic equations, where you arrange the first term by x squared and followed by the x term, where you have a negative k plus 4. Factor out the x, you have a negative k plus 4x, and the c, which is your constant, will be a negative 4k plus 4 equals to 0. So your a is 1 and your b will be negative k plus 4, c is a negative 4k plus 4. Then we put the abc into the b squared minus 4ac equals to 0, where I got a negative k plus 4 square minus 4ac, c is your negative 4k plus 4 equals to 0. We expand and simplify, and we got the k squared plus 24k equals to 0. In order to solve for the k, I factor out the k. I got this. K equals to 0. K equals to negative 24. Now I'm going to substitute k equals to 0 into the equation. When k equals to 0, I got my equation to be x squared minus 4x plus 4. So the roots will be x equals to 2. Yeah, after I factorize, and I got x equals to 2. When the k is equals to negative 24, all right, our equation will become, factorize it, you have x, 10, 10. So we have a roots equals to 10. So when the k equals to negative 24, the x is equals to 10. Scroll up and search for the answer. When k equals to 0, okay, the two roots are 2 and 2. Alright, and the k equals to negative 24. The two roots are negative 10. Yes. Okay, so the answer should be the B. Okay. I think there's some mistake on this question. Uh, the roots, when the k equals to negative 24, the root should be positive 10. Yeah, positive 10. The answer still will be B because this is the best answer that we can get from the options. Okay, there is no positive 10 here, so the answer should still will be B. So we do some correction on this. It should be positive 10. Let's look at next question. Given that the roots of equation are real and different, find the interval which contains k. So when the roots of the quadratic equation is real and different, we must think of 4 square minus 4ac is greater than 0. So for the equation 4x squared minus 12x plus k equals to 0. Okay, so this is already in the general form of this quadratic equation. So can directly plug in the value of a, b, c into my discriminant greater than 0, where the b is a negative 12 square minus 4a, a will be 4, and c has to be k. This is greater than 0. You have a 144 minus 16k greater than 0. So 16k, negative 16k equals to negative 144, where the k is less than negative 144 divided by negative 16 will be 9. And don't forget that the sign of this greater need to be converted into the need to change to the less than, because we are actually dividing both sides of the inequality by a negative number, that is negative 16. When you divide by a negative number for an inequality, the sign have to be reversed, become k less than 9. Next question, we need to solve this simultaneous equation. Firstly, I will make the s into the subject for this linear equation and name as equation 1 and this as the equation 2. Then substitute 1 into 2. My x here will be replaced by negative 3 minus 2y multiplied by y. This is equals to negative 14. Then you can expand it. You get negative 3y minus 2y squared. Okay, plus 14 equals to 0. If I multiply both sides by negative 1, I got 2y squared plus 3y minus 14 equals to 0. Then now you can try to factorize, see whether it can be factorized. 2y multiplied by y. And for the 14, I choose the combination 7 multiplied by 2. So in order to get a 3y, positive 3y here, I need to put here positive and sorry, this has to be positive, so that positive 7y minus 4y, you get a positive 3y. So we need to expand back, see if we got the correct one. Alright, then y equals to negative 7 over 2, y equals to 2. So in order to get a value of x, I'm going to substitute those value y here into the equation 1 to get my x. So the first x has to be negative 2 multiplied by negative 7 over 2. Cancel off the negative 2. Alright, then I have negative 3 plus 7. That will be 4. And for the second set of answer, y equals to 2. X is a negative 3 minus 2 multiplied by 2. Then x, I will got it as a negative 7. So your answer is x equals to 4, y equals to negative 7 over 2. When x equals to negative 7, y equals to 2. So this is the question for the cubic equation. We need to solve the equation where this cubic equation already nicely factorized into its simplest form, or we say factorized completely. So it's easy for us to get the roots. So to get the root, I would say that the 3x minus 2 might equals to 0, or 5x plus 2 equals to 0, or 7x minus 3 equals to 0. From here, we got the x equals to 2 over 3, x equals to negative 2 over 5, and x equals to 3 over 7. Let's find the answer, the correct answer. Okay, x equals to 2 over 3. Okay, and the x equals to negative 2 over 5 and the 3 over 7. So the answer is, for this question, is still within the cubic equation. So this question a little bit tough compared to the ordinary cubic equation, but we still use the method of solving cubic equation to solve this equation. Given the equation is a y squared minus 72 cubed equals to negative 512. So I will substitute let the a to represent y squared minus 72. So here I got a cubed equals to negative 512. From here I can solve for my a first by taking the cube root of negative 512, where my a now is equals to negative 8. So now I will replace back the a as y squared minus 72. Then this is equals to negative 8. Now we can solve for the y, where the y squared now is equals to 64. So the y equals to positive negative 8. So the correct answer should be B. Find the solution set of 81x cubed equals to 121x. Okay, 81x cubed equals to 121x. We can move every term to the left hand side and leave the right hand side to be 0. Then I will factor out the x. I got 81x squared minus 121. Okay, then I got one of my solution is x equals to 0. Another solution, I will make my 81 x squared minus 121 equals to 0. So 81 x squared equals to 121, x squared equals to 121 over 81. Then my x is positive negative square root of 121 over 81. That will be positive negative 11 over 9. So total, I got three roots. That is, first is the x equals to 0. Second one is a positive 11 over 9. The third one is a negative 11 over 9. The answer has to be C. Okay, this is the last question for our revision of this topic 2, where I need to find the solution set of the equation 31 minus 6x cubed equals to negative 222x cubed minus 698. So collect all the like terms and all the terms there you can move to one side, that is your left hand side. For the x cubed term, you have a 216x cubed and you have the constant is 729. In order to solve for the x cubed, okay, we can take the negative 729 over 216, where you get 27 over 8. Okay, so this is your negative 27 over 8. Then your x cubed has to be cube root of negative 27 over 8, where this is equals to negative 3 over 2. So the answer is C. Alright, thank you for watching.